Nepal has lifted the social media ban after deadly protests in Kathmandu. Nepal's government has now announced that they will be lifting the ban on social media. This is a big U-turn by the Nepal government after massive protests were witnessed yesterday. The government has decided to lift its ban on social media after violent clashes took place in Kathmandu. Remember, these clashes also left 19 people dead, and the country's information minister has also confirmed the same. Now, it's a big decision that has been taken by the Nepal government, but the question is, will the protests abate or not? Because the protesters had hit the streets and they said that it's not just about social media, but it's also about corruption. So protesters had hit the streets. It was largely about the ban on social media, but the bigger question at the moment is going to be on whether the protests will ebb, will the protests end, because the people of Nepal had taken to the streets in huge numbers. Look at the visuals on your screens. They clashed with the police officials and the armed forces. And now, finally, the Nepal government has decided to do a U-turn. My colleague Rishabh is joining us on the broadcast with the details. And Rishabh, a big decision by the Nepal government. It has decided to lift the ban on social media. What prompted this decision and what's going to happen next? Is this an indication that protests could end? What are the details?
Well, there were two things here. First, the government of Nepal realized that the way things went out of control on day one of the protests, this protest might have turned very violent in the coming days, and the examples of Dhaka and Colombo is very clear in front of Nepalese government, and they do realize that that could have led to another chaotic overthrowing of democratically elected government in Nepal. And that's the reason Nepalese government was the first to blink. Now, Mr. Gurung, who happens to be the information and broadcasting minister along with the communications department, has now announced that they're lifting the ban. But remember, nowhere in the statement, Mr. Gurung said that they regret their earlier decision. So very clearly, the government still maintains that their decision was correct, but succumbing to the pressure of the protesters yesterday, and that resulted in death of around 19 of the protesters, the government has taken the ban back, but the curfew remains in place. As of now, the social media platforms have yet not been restored, but yes, the government has said that they will restore it ASAP.
Okay, all right, Rishabh, thank you for joining us with those details. So social media apps are going to be back in Nepal, but the bigger question being, will the protests end or not?